Today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rapidly do all of my stretches. I'll wait just a moment to explain myself while everybody tunes in, but for now, let's just get to stretching. How does that sound? That sounds lovely to me. Oh my God, I've had such a busy morning already and haven't even done my stretches. It feels so irresponsible, but I believe the reality is that I'm being responsible and disciplined by doing this after having a difficult start to my day, instead of just ignoring it otherwise. Ooh. Normally I have a lot of build-up for streams. This one we just immediately went live with. Oh God, there we go. Looking to see if we can get our first chatter in the chat right now. Seems like stream is populating, going live, doing something, being slow, but that's all right. Y'all can get like, I was gonna say feet stuff, but it's really just soles of the shoes. I don't know if you guys are into all that. Dark Phantom, good to see you, says, how much do you know about testosterone? Any advice because my levels are low? And then Dark Phantom says, what's up, Drift? I am not a doctor, to be clear. I am not an endocrinologist, nor one who specializes in male hormones. I've just had problems and learned things. I know some things about testosterone. I don't know exactly what you want to know about testosterone. That's what's your levels are low? How low are they? How long have they been low? Did the doctors find a cause? In my case, attempting to find the cause of my low testosterone was like pulling the string on a ball of yarn. And as we kept pulling, we kept finding weirder and weirder things about my endocrine system. So this here probably needs to go something like this maybe. Okay. Try to get all these stretches in. But yeah, man, tell me about your testosterone, and I'll tell you what limited things I know about testosterone, okay? Obviously for men, it's not good for it to be low. It's also important to note your symptoms. So you've got a lot of classic symptoms of low testosterone: weight gain, lethargy, sleep disturbances, erectile dysfunction's a big one. Difficulty putting on muscle in the gym, also a pretty big one. But in my case, my testosterone was low, but I had the opposite problems: too much energy. Instead of erectile dysfunction, I had erectile could not possibly go back down, and just a bunch of backwards stuff, which got ignored because it didn't make any sense. Whereas the reality is, investigating why it was so odd, probably would have found these other things earlier, because a system in your body is not in isolation. Testosterone, estrogen, all these things, they don't exist alone. They're not, they all interact with each other. Your testosterone interacts with your thyroid and interacts with your vitamin D, which interacts with your B12, which affects your A vitamins and blah, 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 blah. So if you have one thing out of order, it can be a sign of other things out of order, or it can just be the one thing. Here comes dictum. It's a little complicated, so I can't quite see your messages here. I see one from Haley101 says, hey Drift, how is your recovery going? Is the good progress being made? I think so. I think so. For example, what I think is good progress. Today, I had to get up about a little before 10, about 9 something, do a whole bunch of travel, had to go to a hospital, do a whole bunch of stuff. I was up on my feet for hours. I was able to take a 45-minute break before this stream to reset, to hopefully have the energy to work out, and that doesn't sound super impressive, but most of you know I've been in the bed for a long time. So being able to simply rest and then get back up again to go is actually quite good. And Dark Phantom, I see you're reporting some T numbers kind of on the floor down here, so it's a little bit difficult to like look over and see that. Just stretching out the spine. I see, I think D Angel got a donation coming in from AF that I can't even read because it's clipped off the monitor, just rolling over here. You guys give me just a second. I'm gonna catch up with all these messages. You know I'm a fast talker, you gotta believe. I'm gonna sit up for just a moment. AF, I'm gonna get to you. Absolutely, thank you for the 5 quid, appreciate that. AF says, hope you are well, brother. Your videos help calm my mind before bed. Wish you all the best. Well, thank you, AF. I appreciate it. I've got more videos coming. We're going to loop back around to this testosterone thing in a moment. Do this little stretch where we try to pull the knee into our chest. Kind of stretches out. I believe this is like a piriformis stretch. It's really great if you've got sciatica or just sort of tight core in general. Probably see it better. I'm going to try to like make out with my knee. No, you don't really actually want to do the crunch. You're kind of trying to roll this whole area here back and get a good stretch down there. Okay, we can do a quick little read here. Haley, good to see you. Dan Angel, not Den Angel, apologies. Dan Angel says, my boy Drifter, keep it up. I've been lifting for the past 4 weeks and I'm keeping it up. Hope you keep it up too, man. Well, thank you. Dark Phantom says, my highest level was 270, my lowest was 127. They've been low since I was 17. That's not good. Dark Phantom, I am not an expert in male endocrinology, but I can tell you that those numbers are not good. Those are not the numbers that you want. Maverick, I'm so sorry you have to deal with sciatica. It's not particularly fun. It's not my favorite disorder to have. It's an especially painful one and an invisible one. But back on the subject of testosterone. So, typically you have more testosterone the younger you are, and you'll also have more testosterone the more, I have to do these more carefully because I'm overstretching myself a little. You'll have more testosterone sort of the more fit you are, the more like lean muscle mass you have, the less fat. You know, if you're eating healthy, if nothing in your body is out of whack, the testosterone will be higher. So in your case, if you're a young man, you didn't tell me how old you are now, but you said it was low since you were 17. A testosterone of 270 is not medically low. I think medically low, like the definition of it starts at either 200 or 250, depending on the lab and the doctor. But the big one is that at 17 years old, you should be closer to the 500 to 800 testosterone range and not anywhere close to 270. So it's clearly low, and I don't recommend it being so low. You should talk to your doctor, not one of these lazy mother words I can't say at the T clinic. Go to see a whole doctor. Go see an endocrinologist. Somebody that specializes in this might be a little difficult to find. And I think it's also worthwhile to investigate the cause of your low testosterone. It could be something really screwed up and you don't even know about it. But AF, thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate the 5 quid and the support. Any support is good here. I know that my metrics today on this stream are going to be pretty rough. I am rushing a arm day workout in before the cleaning staff gets here. So I am blessed enough to have a big house and have some money, but cursed to not be super physically able. So I have a cleaning staff that does a lot of the hard jobs, scrub the toilet, scrub the showers, get on top of the blinds and clean the stove, just like really tough stuff. The rest of it we keep clean ourselves. But I kind of want to be done with this workout before they come in here and just start vacuuming all around me. Got so many comments rolling in. Inconform at dough? Inconform at dough. What a name. Says, guys, this is the Metaskin for Warzone now. Yeah, I look like Butthead. I know it. Haley 101 says, I'm glad to hear. How is your pain and discomfort levels? Have they decreased? Yes. Pain and comfort levels, pain and discomfort have decreased. I have less of that now than I used to and more durability. It ain't normal. It ain't normal, but it's a lot better than where it was before. I could not play COD while I work out Live Strong Tech. I would absolutely screw something up. And Maverick, the go-to stretch for sciatica was that last one you saw, the prayer position, where I kind of got down and stretched out my arms above. That one's extremely useful. Inconformat Do says, every guy that has 300T should be on testosterone to be at least as natural as possible. Yeah, and you've also got different treatment options. Typically, you do a lot of injections. There's gel patches. Doctor might recommend lifestyle changes, which isn't the worst thing in the world, to give a try at least. And then there's clomiphene, which is what I'm taking. Clomiphene is a little bit looked down on in the sort of like greater testosterone community. And scientific research on it, though, indicates that it's overall quite safe and sort of minimal side effect profile, except if you take clomiphene, it can make your estrogen go way high. So your T will go up and your estrogen will go up, and it's a really weird mix. So they might put you on something to suppress the estrogen. But I would say at that point, like if you're suppressing estrogen, it's gotten too complicated, just go to the injections. In my case, I take clomiphene and it perfectly balances all of my endocrine stuff. Like nothing's high, nothing's low, everything's in range and happy. Dark Phantom says, I'm 22 now and I weigh 160, so I'm pretty lean, but unfortunately I've screwed up testosterone. Hey, you gotta fix that early. Earlier the better. Flaming Jelly Bean says, let's go Drifter, good to see you, man. Other than that, I hope you can recover and that your channel grows as well. Been following you since 2019. Love the content, even if not related to COD. God bless you. Thank you very much for the little flex there. Okay, let me do my next stretches super quick. I won't be able to read comments or talk much during these. So we've got tight necks. This really kind of helps me. Just sort of like tuck your chin in and slowly roll it down. The idea being we're stretching out all this back here. Slowly roll it up. You never want to do this whiplash style. Terrible. Sprain something, never recover from it. Just a slow roll. And a slow roll back up. I'm going to do one more. This direction. This one's sort of chin is supposed to point towards ceiling. Feel it all in here. You hold, you might feel it back in the back. Okay. And then very soon I'm going to swap over to doing the meat of today's workout. How do you do exercising with all of the dexterity challenges? Poorly. If you ever go to the gym at like 6 in the morning where it's all old people, that's kind of what my exercises look like. Honda Man, if it's your first time here, you're going to see some exercises that are, boy, how would I say? Some people might say are embarrassing for a man of my age. And Dark Phantom, can you make a gun collection video, Drifter? No. The answer to that one is no. What am I going to do now? So I've done that. We're not doing cardio because I already went out today. I promised an arm day. So I'm going to go ahead and get some stuff in my arms. I'm going to walk over here. Actually, let's do some more warm-ups. Let's get these little bitty weights. Let's get my shoulders going. Tommy So, good to see you. So the reason I won't make a gun collection video, I think it's obvious that I do not have an FFL. So the full auto firearms that you saw in the gun range video did not belong to me. Those were on loan. I do, well, some of those are mine, not the full auto ones though. But the big one is that I believe that telling people what guns you have puts you at a tactical disadvantage. After the year or so of harassment, I've become much more paranoid and serious about that in general. So I'm gonna take just a moment here. I'm gonna try to hold these guys and work these hands because I'm trying to do hand muscles too. I don't want to tell people exactly what guns I've got because then they know those weapons' capabilities and it puts me at a disadvantage because I don't know what they're gonna bring. I just know what I've got. I'm not even on these. I'm not far off though. So I can tell you types of guns. We got a couple of shotguns. We got, I do have an AR-15. I have a couple of SBRs. Lost count of how many Glocks and handguns and SIGs and mostly 9mm things. A couple of antiques and one or two spicy fun surprises. So it's not currently set up so because we filmed the gun range video, I had to move stuff around, but most of the time there is a gun in every room of my house. In this case, it's going to be over there in the closet that you see, like over here somewhere. My guns are ready for rapid deployment, so if there's not a gun in the room I'm in, there's probably going to be one nearby. Get one real quick. I do keep them unchambered though. I don't want some kid finding these things and shooting themselves. Keep it unchambered, safety on. So, thank you, Haley. I appreciate the kind words. And the health update videos weren't particularly fun for me either to have to experience them. I have another set of these little warm-ups to do and then we can do the proper arm stuff. I'll go ahead and do that. I already this weekend did a whole lot of recording for gameplay for videos, so I'm not expecting to have to do any gameplay anytime soon. And Honda Man says, I hope with time you can fully recover, brother. Thank you. I also hope that I can fully recover with time. because situation I've got now, it's not ideal. Could use improving, we'll say. But yeah, Haley, the health update videos are really bad, especially the one it's all black and white and I look like awful and it just says I should be dead. It's one of my most dramatic videos, but unfortunately the content of that video of that I probably should be dead, that's real. I am doing very good, firstly to have lived, and secondly to have, ooh, my ear stopped up a little bit. And secondly, if I did the things that I had, if they don't kill me, they'll leave you like truly bedridden and crippled, worse than this situation you see with the bed streaming PC. So I managed to avoid death, and I imagine I managed to avoid being fully bedlocked. So we're doing pretty good. What are we gonna do? Well, I'm just gonna come over here. Does anybody else have any other fun topics for discussion? I'm just gonna do some of these. Something I can talk about to keep my mind busy while we belt out these. I think that was 4, 5, 6,777, 888, 99, and we hit 420. We're doing good. Merv, good to see you. Says good job, Drift. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, don't roll off and crush anything over there. Your spine doing better? Not really. Dark Phantom. We pulled out a growth from it, and that relieved a lot of the persistent pain. It didn't really improve the strength a whole lot. I'm kind of, the whole point of this exercising that I'm doing today is arms. More commonly you see me doing core. I'm trying to get more core strength so that I need less breaks. I'm currently in a situation, obviously you guys see me up, I'm standing, doing things for like an hour or so, at least here on stream. But as soon as the stream is done, I have to take a minimum 30-minute break before I get back up again. And I don't mean it's like, oh, I'm so tired. It's so stressful to lift these weights. No, it's more like, bro, if you don't lay down, you're gonna lose control of your bladder. That nerve is gonna get pinched and something very bad is gonna happen. So I'm still stuck on taking breaks, but I'm trying to build the strength to need less of those. Thank you. I'm glad you think my shoulders are massive. I don't think so. I think this is me at my skinniest. You guys should have seen me during the pandemic. I thought I took it very healthily. I focused on exercise. You might even seen the videos. We're doing a lot of pull-ups over here while playing Raid Shadow Legends. I was really like working on those Death Star delts during the pandemic, but AF, oh my God, perfect, perfect. AF says, been playing the finals, and if we don't have a full squad in party chat, we're almost guaranteed to lose. Are me and my mates just trash? Or the finals worth avoiding if you don't have a full squad? Well, a full squad for the finals for their main mode is 3 people. Quick Cash and World Tour and Ranked, teams of 3, trios. So if you said mates plural, you should have had a full team most of the time, but I guess not every, you can have 2s and 1s. The finals, I think is worth playing solo. I fully admit to you it's a worse game. If you're playing solo or not with a full squad, it's a lot worse. It's not as fun. People can, it's ultimately a very team-based game, which is what separates it from Call of Duty. However, there are alternate modes. You can play Team Deathmatch, which is on a smaller area of these maps. Even with one of, I think they built a couple of Team Deathmatch specific maps that are quite fun. And then beyond that, there's also the Power Shift mode, which is 5v5. It's very casual, a lot of sort of blended teams going on in there. How long did it take for Columbia to make you feel better? Like a month. It took me like a month. But no, the finals is a great game, but it's so team-based that I totally get it if you're not having a good time playing solo. Flaming Jelly Bean says, was having a rough day so far. This is making me get up and get my workout in. Hey man, I'm glad to hear it. Any little bit of good I can do is good. Fresh just wants a hug. Do you normally push a set to failure? No. I'm in a situation where my body's still more fragile than I wish it were. So doing like what I would call burnout sets or push to failure sets is not what I'm up to. I'm just up to doing, this is not, these weights look really heavy. They're really not. This is like, I think it's like 13 or 14 pounds. They're not even like the 20s that you see over here. They're relatively light. I'm just trying to get the activity in. I'm so often inactive that these muscles, they just need essentially what would be a warm-up for other people's exercises. Justice Jory says the thumbnail is making your deltoids look nice. Thank you. Haley says, I really hope you were able to find and address what is affecting your health. I couldn't imagine how it must have felt thinking you found the culprit only for it to not be true. Yeah, that was really hard. It was really, honestly, personally embarrassing to spend like 2 years bitching about health and then say, well, you know, I found it. And then 6 months later, well, I thought that was it, but now it's another thing. You know, you lose all your credibility. I'm gonna hit these comments real quick and then we're gonna get back to lifting. Surge X says, sup FPS Texas, love the range video. Thank you, glad you enjoyed it. Appreciate your support on the video. That one performed really poorly for me. But the people that did watch it seemed to like it. Merv says, I'm hitting the bench to this, that's good. Alec Doby says, haven't watched any of these, but it makes me happy to see these thumbnails. Glad Drift is feeling better and keeping up with this, thank you. BDD says, get the workout in, thank you as well. Come on, what do we got? Haley's gotten into the finals because of me. Definitely have more fun playing it. A break from COD, that's good. Got guides coming for it soon for new players. And I know MW3 in depth will be missed, but you can watch the old one from 2011. Thank you, Thresh. Do you mind telling me what your testosterone levels went to taking Clomid? Sure thing. That's actually a really great question, Dark Phantom. We can do that. What I'm gonna do, probably not as great of an angle on this, but I'm going to try to do some of these guys. These are typically how I do triceps. It's a little challenging because balancing the weight in such a way that it doesn't hurt the low back is tricky, but weirdly, this should be really brutal on my spine. Most of the time it irritates me less than doing the banded pull downs. Usually, not always. Serge says, no, I wanted more videos like that. Maybe because of the holidays? I don't know, Serge. Actually, well, the info I got back is that the thumbnail click-through rate was abysmally low. The watch time, the interactions, all the other stats were like way high. Thumbnail pushed people away. So I'm gonna try to redo the thumbnail and re-push the video. We're also gonna take footage from that video and break out various shorts and segments. And I'm trying to get a VR camera. So I wanna film guns from true, like you put on a VR helmet and you're there using the gun, but for real. So that's a thing. You might tell me what your testosterone levels went to taking Clomid. Okay, cool. So this was 2018, I think it was. I started getting a whole bunch of really wild symptoms. My mood, my personality was all over the place, literally like a roller coaster. I couldn't sleep. I was eating like 4,000 calories a day, hypersexual, aggressive, picking fights with people for no reason, very little sleep. And I went to get evaluated for I was originally thinking I was just having a mental breakdown, to be honest with you guys. And I talked to the doctor said this looks a lot like bipolar disorder. J-Hub recommended checking your testosterone just in case. I checked it and it came back at 27 nanograms per deciliter, 27. That is considered off the charts low. And I was referred to a urologist for treatment for low T. The urologist repeated the test. It was down there somewhere sub 50. I came into the office dressed like this. The dude accused me of like faking the testosterone test to get steroids or something, right? So we redid it a third time. The third time it came back a whopping 74 NGDL, really low. They put me on Clomid. I immediately started feeling better. Testosterone levels went back up to the 600s or 700s after 3 months. But also at that 3-month point, my estrogen levels were quite high, and they said maintaining high estrogen levels like that is bad. So they put me on anastrozole. With anastrozole and Clomid, estrogen went to normal, Clomid stayed normal. I did that for 2 years. They told me to stop taking the medication. Cold turkey was the advice. And that's what triggered all of the health problems I'm still fighting with. Didn't even last that long. I got back on Clomid, but not anastrozole. because for whatever reason, once I got back on, I didn't need the anastrozole. It's like the Clomid by itself put my testosterone in the 500 to 800 range and seemed to have no negative effect on estradiol, prolactin, or any of the other common male endocrine labs. Yes, Haley, healthcare can be expensive. And thank you, Serge. Erknees, good to see you. Good to see you. We're gonna do a few more of these tricep ones and then move on to some other types of arm workouts. We'll get some legs in today as well. Ex-pooping in your face. Love the name. It says love you, Drift. Thank you very much. You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna turn so you can see me tattoo side over here. Makes this look like way cooler. So Clomid really helped me. That being said, Clomid is an estrogen antagonist, if I'm not mistaken, and it signals and stimulates your pituitary gland in unusual ways. Some people will have biology. I have to stop. Nope, 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 nope. So that's what I'm talking about, that low back. I can feel it. It says no. Low back says no, so we're going to move this party to a more calm location. Over here. But clomiphene, you know, it can affect bone density. Less commonly, it is a real thing, but people will tell you that it ruined their joints, or it you know, caused them to gain a ton of weight. For men, you run into erectile dysfunction and stuff. So you got to make sure it's right for you. Just make sure it's right for you. If it is, that's great. If it's not, you should use the injectable TRT. Or most importantly, you should talk to your doctor and do literally whatever your doctor tells you you should be doing. That's the smart move here. Ooh, I'm gonna lay down for just a moment. How long are you meant to take those? For clomiphene, most people take them for 1 to 2 years, and then you get off of the clomiphene and see, because one thing it can do is it can naturally restart your whole endocrine process. So use it as a kickstart. You take it 6 months to maybe up to 18 to 2 years, and then you, Steve Trevor, hey man, glad you're doing some exercise. You do it for a little bit, and then you can cycle off and see if you improve off of the Clomid. I did not. I cycled off, I got much worse. That actually hurt my back so much more. Just these little, that's what I was talking about. I was paying attention to what I was talking. I did like one too fast. Thank you, Nate the Nobody. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get fully ripped in the way that I believe most of you would prefer to see. How's this looking? Plenty of space here. But I am gonna try to gain and maintain a minimal amount of strength that will help me live a higher quality life. You guys can tell I'm getting tired. I know I'm gonna have to get on the floor and use the mat. I'm like, I don't even want to bend over to get it. Ripped is ripped, I appreciate it. Well, I hope I can get ripped. I at least can now. It wasn't the case before, but I can build muscle now. It's just harder than it is for like most people. You know what I might do? This is a less common exercise. If you guys are okay with it, do skull crushers seated. Yeah, I'll probably have to do that seated next time. To make gain, yeah. You start eating more after Clomid? Not really. Not really. What I am gonna do though, is I'm gonna get these guys, and we're gonna do some floor presses, which is a bit of a chest exercise. They're not really the greatest exercises. It's a little bit more of an old people thing, but time heals all wounds. Nah, man, no, it doesn't. Just no drift or anything is possible. I have Crohn's disease. I used to weigh 120 pounds and had holes in my intestines. That does not sound fun. After all that, I'm on good medication and live a normal life. Well, Honda man, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you beat your Crohn's disease. I understand the well-wishing nature of the time heals all wounds. I don't necessarily believe that time does. Some people just die. Some wounds fester. I get the idea of the phrase and the well-meaning sentiment, but I hardly use it as a guideline for my life. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit, relatively low amount of stuff on my back. Wow, that is so sore, Jesus Christ. That is so much sorer than I want it to be. Fuck me. Ooh. Hold up, guys. We're gonna. Ugh. Why is that swollen? Why are you being moody? I'm gonna roll over to this side and feel it. You guys are gonna see my scar. You're not even being bad. It's the good side that's being bad. This is the side that's all fudged up. It feels fine. Great. The good side is sore. Time to make your wounds worse if you don't tend to them. Yeah, I suppose it can. Okay. Okay, so let's do. We're gonna do something called pelvic tilt. So I'll pull my belly out. The idea is you press your low back and pelvis fully against the floor, and you notice these like pick up a little bit. It just kind of flattens your back real hard, activates a whole bunch of muscles. If you have sciatica, pelvic tilts is typically a really good exercise to realign your back in such a way that the nerves don't get pinched. It doesn't look like I'm doing anything. Like, it probably looks like absolutely nothing, but it is a helpful workout. Wow, I'm feeling bad now. That's not good. I said it, I have to be careful with the skull crusher standing. That's how I usually do them because sitting is very painful for me, so. Yay, all right. I realized I didn't even start my little Fitbit watch, but that happens. Google already knows I'm exercising, literally. Like we're here on YouTube. Google knows. Google knows. Google knows too much. Google knows too much. Somehow Google knows even when I'm using logged out on other browsers and stuff. Like, I'm really paranoid about what search engines know about me. So sometimes when I'll want to learn spicy things, I'll like, not even incognito mode. I have a whole second browser, Mozilla, everything logged out, their incognito mode, VPN, everything. And yet the next day, that's whatever I Googled is gonna show up in my search results or my recommended, even though it was completely off of Google products. I used to have a burner phone. That didn't help. Okay, do another set of these pelvic tilts. Oh, God. This looks like the most nothing burger of an exercise I know. Okay, the next one we're gonna do glute bridges. So I'm gonna hump the sky. And then I'm probably gonna do, so chest press is a little different. I have a bench press over here and you can actually see the folding bench right there. The problem is my back is so screwed up, it's really hard for me to lay on these things because it doesn't support the full length of my body. I'm very tall, and the other bench I have over here is one of those normal ones that can kind of like fold up. So there's a fairly big gap right here on the low back where it sinks in and touches my bad spot in a way that I can't stand. So the two bench presses I have are not useful. I do use bench press properly when I go to the gym with my wife, but even still, it's like I actually have to have her help getting into the bench press. I wish that weren't the case, and I know it seems silly, but the way I mean, you guys probably see me using the roller to support my weight, and I kind of like crawl down to the floor really slow. It's a similar kind of thing at the gym. I actually have to kind of hold onto her hand and very gently ease into the bench press. What if Chrome has a keylogger? Oh, I'm sure that it does in some capacity. I mean, your phones constantly listen to you and spy on you. I guarantee you this random stream on YouTube is being fed through an AI to analyze roughly what's going on. It'll also generate a script of everything I say and run that script through a text-based LLM to see what kind of, what's the right word? What kind of topics I'm talking about to understand them as best it can with its limited capabilities. Have you done chiropractics? Unfortunately, I did. My wife was seeing a chiropractor. I am firmly against chiropractic as a junk science. The actual empirical studies of chiropractic are very, very bad. The licensing that you get for chiropractic is not the same as being a doctor. They'll say doctor of chiropractic. You can do that in like 2 years. That's not that hard. And a lot of times they operate outside of insurance, so there's no like standard of care. You could go to a good chiropractor that's like a well-meaning physiotherapist, or you could go to some guy that's just gonna grab your neck and go crack, crack, pop, pop, charge me money. Hey, Jessica, what's up? I almost hurted myself.
What now?
I was doing the, what are these? The skull crushers. And I think I let my core loose for like a split second. I did one lift imperfectly.
You can do that.
I can. We're talking about chiropractic now. About what?
This cord.
Oh yeah, well we can do that. Oh, you mean for the maids? You mean, right?
I mean, I think it's okay here.
It seems all right. But yeah, chiropractic I don't believe is like a real science. I mean, if you look at the history of chiropractic, I kid you not, it was literally recommended to the doctor by a ghost, or so the doctor claims that a ghost recommended it to him.
What?
Yeah, if you look up the history of chiropractic, the doctor that invented...
Go crack some bones.
Yes, he said that in a dream, the ghost of his mentor visited him and taught him how to crack people's bones to relieve pain. Wildlife appearance, hello J-Wo. Hello, all Canax, good to see you.
Hello.
All right, so these are not great chest exercises, I'm aware, guys. These are just designed to get a little bit of movement. I'm trying to do them with as little arms as possible. I'm trying to just not even get a hard workout and just activate these chest muscles. It's so difficult for me to properly work them. Any kind of activity that they get is gonna be good. That's the sort of logic I've been operating on. Now those guys are kind of light, but since I have a Giga Chad here with me, I may request, maybe, I'll take a moment.
I can't really see it. Your pasty legs are in the way.
Yeah, it helps people, it ruins people. That's why it's not...
You know, like that guy that sued the chiropractor because he had adjustment and now he's paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah, you know they can't hear you. You want a mic?
No.
Okay.
It's hot up here, I can't stay.
It is?
It is, I'm sweating.
It's only 78. Anyway, could you hand me those 20s so I can see if I can do them? Yeah, those are 20s. It's okay.
Okay, I'm scared, okay?
I'll do this.
Like that? That's it, just one?
I really wanted to do more, but I'm actually not doing the greatest job at lifting this one.
Okay, let's just do one.
I'm gonna actually just hand it back. I'll do the proper weights. I'm clowning here. I can already tell that I'm not actually gonna be able to do that with 20s. Sometimes you just pick it up and you know, right? I'm gonna go back to my lightweight, guys. I can already feel my shoulders straining, which I know is embarrassing, right? Like I know that's very silly and it didn't look like it and it looked fine. And this is, you know, kind of the problem that I run into all the time, that my body looks pretty fine. And you guys can see there's muscles well defined. You can see that I'm not having a super hard time lifting this, right? But I wish you could feel the strain in my shoulders and elbows and wrists. It just really doesn't do very well in that regard. Whew. Oh, you can kind of hear her, that's good. Starting to look like a brawn? Well, thank you, I don't think so. I think I look like a twink that works out only on Tuesdays. That's what I look like. In my own eyes, but apparently I might have body dysmorphia. Let me do these. Oh, that's a good one too, yeah. Do some of this number. Now this is actually the appropriate amount of weight for this exercise. This is about, like I said, about 14 pounds, so this is pretty good. Get some flies in. What's up? Oh, okay.
On the pecs.
They'll get there eventually. Ironically, my wife says she doesn't like men with pecs. She likes men with man boobs, so she hit the jackpot with me. Yeah, apparently they're softer and cuddlier, pecs are hard. I'm not sure about the logic on that one. How do you handle your firearms when the cleaning staff arrive? Do you store them in a safe or biometric boxes? You're hilarious. A safe or no. The firearms are just out of sight. You have to go snooping for them to find them. I know where they're at, but nobody else should. TTV Pat Stay, I fully agree with you on the should be doing this on a proper bench. You may have missed the conversation before. My disability makes it very hard for me to get on a bench. I can get on the floor. Getting on a bench is a lot harder for me. And it's, so I have my spine is broken into two pieces. I hold it together with my core muscles pretty much all day. And if I get on a bench press that has like a gap where the low back is, like an adjustable one, or one that's too short and doesn't have like a full flat support like what I'm doing right now, it can be disastrous. It can be really, 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 really bad. So for now, I realized that if I did this on a bench, I could get more work out of it, but unfortunately, this is the only safe way that I have to do this at home. I can use the bench at the gym, but I have to have help getting into it. Yeah. No, like I fully agree with you. Just to be clear, I'm not trying to say that you're wrong. You're actually quite right. My situation is very weird, so I have to do it this way. Does anybody remember how many sets of flies I did? I actually fully lost count. Exclusive Ace recently referred to you as a meathead. I'm gonna need some more context on that. Can somebody tell me why Exclusive Ace is calling me a meathead? Is that what it says? I'm gonna do a few more of these just for good measure. I have fully lost count, but that's okay. Yeah, man, I wish I could do more normal stuff. I want to do squats. I can do leg extensions. Leg curls do tend to really irritate the low back, so I have to be very careful with those. God. So much going on. All right, I think I have another set of presses to do as well. Wait, what firearms do you own? Nate the Nobody. I have a couple of firearms in each class. We're at, I think, 5 pistols, 2 shotguns, I think 1 rifle, maybe 2 rifles, and a couple of PDWs, like that P90 you saw and things like that. Though the more legal versions, those were like just for filming. You said you're getting consumed with the gym life? Okay. Okay. I don't know what video, where that came from, and that's certainly not the case. I'm just trying very hard here to, this is not the gym life, guys. This is kind of what happens after you do physical therapy. Like you do physical therapy and then you go home and then you've got a little bit more, like it's sort of in between physical therapy and proper gym. Okay, we're gonna have to take a little break from this floor time now, because I do run out of time on that. My fucking fingers are killing me. You can even see I only get up a certain way. We do like the log roll technique. If I stand up, maybe I can actually see chat. It's hard for me to stand up without this guy though. No opinions on that, Nate the Nobody. As we discussed, I don't want to go into the full details of my weapons cache here for safety reasons. Call me a meathead. All Man Nax. Is that like can you just link that video or tell me the title of the video? I'll check that out later. Shamelessly, vainly, I want to hear what people are saying about me. Drifter, my friend, still remember you from the Black Ops 2 days. How are you? Big picture, not great. I'm doing more of a physical therapy recovery thing here. Sort of shorter term picture, things are improving. So like I'd say the last 6 to 8 months have been all improvement for me. The couple of years before that, oh boy, I don't know, that was, whew, I don't have stream appropriate language to describe how those years went. I'll just say nightmare. Nightmare seems good enough. Okay, Conan O'Brien. No, that's Canadian O'Brien, yeah. Got questions about CBD. Yeah, edibles are good for pain, more than smoked THC. I'm right there with you, Merv. Merv, I use edibles pretty much every night. I'll take one about 9 or 10. I just buy them at stores here. Thankfully, they're still legal. And I can just pop my Delta 8 or whatever, and it helps me feel less pain and I sleep well. That's my cannabis abuse. I use it in the evenings for my pain. But one thing I have noticed though is I'm feeling like good in the evening. Like if the pain hasn't caught up to me, I'll just straight up forget about the cannabis. I gotta pick these up very carefully. We are, you know, it's arm day, but I'm gonna do a few squats and a few other things. We're gonna keep up the variety here, and then we're actually gonna do a completely different exercise that I don't think you guys have seen yet. I'd imagine you have a John Wick themed headboard with a hidden compartment above that releases a shotgun. We did have this plan, my wife and I. We have this huge mirror in our main closet. We wanted to get it to where you hit a button and it like cracks open and all the guns are in there. But that's not really like that. The reality is in my house, there's just guns in weird little corners of closets and underneath things, except in the stream room. They're just straight up sitting out in there, man. How do you maintain that delicious milky white complexion? It comes naturally. It's my caucasity, you know. I did a genetics test not terribly long ago and found out that I am almost exactly 50% English and 50% Norwegian, which means that I am composed of the two whitest types of white people. We took like white and then Vanta white and we mixed them, and you came out with me. Yeah, my caucasity, it catches up to me all the time. It becomes very obvious when you live in a diverse city and you have like diverse friendships and viewpoints and you're exposed to a bunch of different stuff. You realize the things that you assume are just sort of normal or standard about you might be less so for other groups. For example, here's a fun caucasity example. If you're one of my friends and you tell me, hey, come over at 5. At 4:59 and 30 seconds, I will ring on your doorbell, almost 100% of the time. If it is 5:01, I am late. If it is 5:02, I am really late. And all Mad Max, absolutely not. No, we don't have, I don't miss that mess at all. But if it's 5:05 and I haven't arrived, you might as well assume that I'm in some kind of like bad trouble, like something really exceptional happened. I've got that sort of whiteness in me to where timing and being on time is like very important. The downside is I do go like full boomer Karen or Kevin mode. Somebody's like, yeah, I'll be there at 7:30. It's 7:58 and they're not here. And I'm like, no, late, you know, whoa, can't fuck around that much here. That was almost bad. So, now there's lots of little things that you don't know about yourself until you spend a lot of time with other people. And that doesn't have to be a race thing. It just be different preferences, different ways of living, different upbringings and whatnot. I got 2 more, I believe. I remember, God, we were having dinner, Christmas dinner actually, which was Popeye's fried chicken for us because we took my whole family to the gun range. All the little ones got their first experience shooting guns and their safety demos and all that kind of stuff. So it's very good. It's a good thing for them to know living here in Texas, even if it's not their, like, what kind of exercise? It's Bosu ball squats. It's squats, but I have to balance, so it works more like core and stuff like that. Smoking the cannabis from an apple. I don't recommend that. Don't do that. Just get stuff at the store, man. The store is the way to go. I see the cleaners have arrived, so I'll have to wrap up in a little bit. But I'm totally losing track of what I was talking about here. the differences that you find with people. They're fun sometimes. Some people grow up getting taught some crazy stuff though. Oh yes, differences. We're doing Christmas dinner and they served me some spicy chicken. I'm like, whoa, we got some regular? And my nieces pop in like, why do you need regular? It's not even hot. Yeah, spicy's not even hot. Spicy's nothing. And I was like, insert niece's name here. I don't even want to say it on stream. It's like, do you notice anything different about me than anyone else at the table? Everybody else at the table is Chinese. I'm the only white guy. It's like anything potentially slightly different about me right now. My nephew immediately pops up and says, oh, you're out of bed for the first time today. And I was like, no, that is not the right answer. Because the little kid, he doesn't like see race. He just, oh, Uncle Brad's up and he's moving again. But I had to point out that, look, this color does not do spicy. This color has limitations on spice, real hard ones. When's the black hole video supposed to go live? Yayit, it's supposed to be edited sometime this week. So I'm guessing, God willing, I want to get it up by Friday. Hopefully I can get it up earlier, but I want to get it up by Friday. It's all good and recorded. Yeah, kids do say the darndest things. Thank you, Ali T. I appreciate it. Almanac says, what would it take to collaborate on a video project with Drifter? 2 things. Number 1 is the most important for me. Lots of cash. You've got lots and lots and lots of cash, we'll talk. I'll do any kind of content you want, shamelessly. More realistically, if you want to collaborate, just send me an email with whatever kind of collaboration you want to do, and we'll talk about it. I might say no, I might not like it. It might not be financially or artistically rewarding for me, and it just may not pan out. But I'll definitely hear you out. Nate the Nobody, I don't mind spice. I rather like it. Tastes great. The problem is my body doesn't take it as well. I can eat spicy stuff all day and be very happy about it. My stomach can be happy about it. My butthole will be very, 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 very mad at me later. Who's your favorite gun manufacturer? FN, Fabrique Nationale. They make some fantastic weapons. No worries, Almanacs. Almanacs. I've been calling you Almanacs, and it's Almanacs, like the like Farmer's Almanacs. I'm an idiot. All these cute puns. All these cute puns. And J Lamb says, isn't it fun being in your 40s? Yeah, being 40 is great. Let me tell you about it. It's been awesome so far. My whole body is starting to disintegrate. Yay. Ooh, it's a little wobbly. I'm getting a little wobbly here. Sorry, Almanacs. I have a tendency to just read these words very literally. Okay, I'm gonna slow down a little. Heart rate's going up a little, which is actually good. Sciatica is making my legs itchy, which is bad. You get tons of emails every day. Will my email get lost in the crowd? I get tons of emails every day. Yours won't get lost. I'll tell you the same thing that I told Rymo, who reached out to me about a week or 2 ago to help write for some of these projects. I'm slow. If you send me an email, I'm going to see it. I'll tell you the truth. I'm about 12 important emails behind right now that I haven't answered yet. And I have chores I have to do when I'm done here working out. So I am way behind. As a matter of fact, holy crap, I'm going to order a lunch before I do the next thing. Not that long ago, we didn't live much past 40. Take any pre-workout? I don't. Caffeine's not my jam, Osiris. I'll have a big fat protein shake when I'm done here though. But no, I'll see your email. I will see your email, 100% chance, and I will try to get back to you before the end of the week. That's all I can offer. Thank you for being understanding, Almanac. Some people get really upset sometimes about it. Like, oh, so you know you have emails, but you're not going to answer mine? I'm like, I will. I'm behind. It hurts me to type. I have to do everything text to speech and then fix the grammar. Where the hell? Do anybody remember the name of the HEB barbecue brand? I'm trying to order barbecue. What is the HEB barbecue called? True Texas Barbecue. All right, that's what I'm looking for. True Texas BBQ. Wait, his name is Brad? Yeah, my name is Brad. Almanacs knew that. Actually, you're driving my paranoia out the window, knowing my name, talking about this 8 thoughts, wanting to send me messages. It's got me 17 different kinds of spooked. I think that's just me being paranoid. I'm gonna go yell at my wife real quick about something and I'll be right back. Oh, Jessica, can you hear me? Nope. For barbecue, do you want me to just get like a 3-meat plate for us? Okay. Merv says I want some pulled pork. Infinite Warfare, Zombies, and Space Glen. Yes or no? Yes, it was great. It was very fun. It was imperfect. It was very imperfect. We're going with fatty brisket. Number 2, we're going with 3 ribs. Then we're going to go with some sauced pulled pork, beans. Going to get some good old-fashioned grandma's, what the heck is it? Potato salad. Fixins. Add some bread. Got that order added to cart. Good, good, good. J Lamb says message retracted. Okay. Well, thank you, Almanacs. I appreciate that. Nathan, nobody says beans. Yeah, we're eating beans. All right, that's really it. I just want the 1 meat plate because I have food here at home. We're going to kind of combine some barbecue with some other leftovers that we've got. I do not know why my phone is being so slow. But one thing I'm going to do is start preparing this room for the next bit of workout. Okay, it's bugging out. I would really like to just be able to order my food here. Okay, we got that doing a thing. I don't want favor gold. YouTube stop. Continue to check out. Sure. Okay, do a couple more workouts and I'm gonna go rest before lunchtime. Google heard you. Google heard you saying you have a side browser and now they're messing with your order. They might be. Come on, maybe it's faster over here in this corner. I don't know. I think it's the HEB app just being very slow. 45 minutes is a little bit of a long wait. I like eating about 30 after I'm done working out, but I'll be all right. Anybody, any knowers here? Anybody know if it's fine to wait almost an hour after you're done working out to eat? I try not to go more than that, but that's too much lift. How would I do this better? If it were taller, I don't have anything to put this thing on. Wish I could tilt it back on my phone a little. J Lamb says, I appreciate your grind. Stay at it, brother. Thank you very much. Woo! Let's balance this little cam. Still too thick. I need something like really tiny to just give this a little tiny. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't completely fall over. This will be one of the last workouts I do today. It's behaving more like a dynamic camera. There we go. Okay. So, these are also not, I'm aware, this is not how you get brawn. These are like assisted workouts. You know what I really should have done? So I should have come over here and did my tricep extensions this way, but I didn't even think about that. But what you do with these, I'll do it on the side a little bit here so you can see, but you will effectively just lean back and pull forward like this. And it's kind of like reverse bench press. 30 to 60 minutes is your window for eating after a workout. Okay, maybe I'll get a little snack then at the, just when I'm done here. My understanding is that if you don't do that, your muscles don't recover very well, or it can be bad for your, I think, bone health or joint health or something. I should have put that order in 20 minutes ago. That's what I should have done. That was trickier than I thought it would be. I'm gonna take a little moment here. Wow, I feel that, man. I can really feel that. Wild Tiger, welcome to the grind. Osiris says, you'll be fine eating an hour after. A lot of people say there's an anabolic window to get protein in, but it's just a myth. Just make sure you get your protein in. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. Drifter gets ripped, we're gonna have to call him Lifter. All right, man. Love the name, Repent or Perish. Liftor. That's a good one. That's a good one, Nate. Liftor. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know what I look like when I do this. That's actually not the worst angle. Real talk. You can at least see what I'm doing here. There we go. That is so much harder on me than you guys might suspect. Just really puts a lot on my hands. Puts a lot on the hands. Yoshi Meme says, Drifter, were the Crusades justified? No. No, the Crusades were not justified. Like, what? B, BioLane, good to see you. No, I don't know what you, how would you justify the Crusades? Even religiously, even inside the Catholic Church, they don't really hold up to justifications these days. Yeah, show them what those degrading muscles do. Yeah. They are so degraded. Good to see you, Panda. Hope you're having a great day. Let me know if you have any questions about all the projects flooding your boxes right now. We actually had people in here asking about more upcoming science videos, so that was really helpful. Use the strap around your wrist for better grip. No. I appreciate the good advice, but that's another problem in that the reason is because these joints are screwed up. They don't bear weight very well. So if I wrap something around them to support more weight, right, that's just, instead of good form, it's just like, pulling. Really bad. I appreciate the well-meaning, whoops, wrong camera, the well-meaning advice. For real though, I really do. but I think that would make it worse. I assume what you mean, since we're on cam, this is my left hand that's bothering me. I'm assuming you would mean that I would wrap it like this, or what are we talking here? Like some shit like that, maybe? I'm not sure. But either way, I try to do it just with really good form so as not to stretch or pop anything. Kevin, good to see you. Good to see you, Kevin. We are soon coming to a close here. I haven't done any planks and I don't think I will. My back is already irritated from the long drive I had to make this morning to the urine sample drop-off clinic, which was just spectacular, let me tell you. I feel like I need, that's probably better. And then had banking to do, then I had dog care to do. Very short break before we do this. Then I've got lunch and content after, so I can't afford too much injury. It is a little bit unfortunate. I think the hardest workout that I've done in this entire series was the very first one. The very first one I feel like I did like properly and hard, and then it's just been weaker and weaker every time. I feel like I'm slipping backwards a little, but it's also about life, right? Some circumstances came up. We'll talk about it in a different video some other day, some other time. But circumstances such that I have to spend a lot more time out of the house at medical offices doing tests, and you guys aren't supposed to see out this window. That's where all the hentai happens. Just furries out there going at it right now. Okay, I'm gonna reopen my nice little window. So I'm just really tied up with other stuff and I don't get to focus on the exercise like I want to. So should you have some support behind you if you happen to lose grip? Not a high likelihood of that. I can maintain the grip. The Postman says, Drift, I'd like to support one of my favorite creators in a non-subscription way. Do you have a Ko-Fi or a Venmo? I don't. I do have a Streamlabs link, Postman. Or you could do Super Chats. Super Chats come to, ow. Ow. That was bad. I just hit my ankle on this thing. I could give you the Streamlabs donation link. I could do something different, but I'm actually getting ready to wrap up here, dude. I appreciate the money, but I'm super getting ready to wrap. Postman, if you want to hold it, let me see what we got. Let me see what we got. Let me go to Streamlabs. Can I log into Streamlabs, please? And thank you. Log in. Okay. Apparently it's this, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know if this works. So, Mr. Postman, I appreciate your support, but I'm going to see if this even works. Yeah, let's hook this back up a little bit. That'll make that my last like cooldown thing I do. Sorry, I got to hide the hentai from all of you. Why not push yourself a little harder while maintaining comfortability? I know the doctors have their recommendations, but sometimes you have to listen to your body. That's what I'm doing today. Pushing too hard is very, very bad. So. If I only did the rehab my doctors prescribed and never would have gotten it back to 100% like I am now. I agree with you. I'm trying to get to the point to where I can do that. I'm currently not at a point where I can gain a lot from connect my PayPal. Just the wrong email address. Hate typing. There we go. I don't even want you guys to have a chance to see just that even side part of the keyboard over there. I'm gonna pause the music. I've still got 20 minutes before a strike happens. Verify on mobile with a text, and I have to make sure that none of you little goblins see the message that I'm about to get. Bum 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 ba-dum bum. Hey, yeah, no worries, Yoshi. I didn't take it as hate as all. Not upset. No worries. Nothing bad. Hey, Kevin. I happen to have a little experience working in a bar setting and got a good job working at one. That's good. Yeah, let's let Streamlabs connect to my PayPal. Cool. Okay, so PayPal and tipping is now available. Let me check the settings here to make sure I can see what it's all doing. All right, we've got it. Tipping is now enabled. I don't think I'm going to get any notifications for that. My name is Kevin. Says you missed my previous comment. I know you have experiences with drunk family members. Do you have any tips for someone going to work in a bar? The best thing I can tell you about working in a bar is you're going to be working for tips. You're essentially a people manager. You have to be friendly, personable. You need to talk, good conversations, build good rapport. You need to very quickly be able to separate problematic customers from regular ones, and I mean people that'll get violent or something crazy like that. And you have a difficult job to manage because giving a free shot here and there, hopefully your bar gives you some disposable, like sort of fun money budget, because you're almost like the bar's DJ. You're there to hold down the fun. So giving people the right drinks, giving them little freebies here and there, being really friendly, sociable, that's how you get the most tips. That's actually how you make money. Bars is all about that. Yes, Panda, I put in some letters. Wildlife appears. Okay. Let's see what's going on over here on Streamlabs. It's a dash of boards. Recent events, make sure to miss them. Okay. Good. I say good. The donation did not come in, which is good. I asked the man to hold it, which means we can do that on a different stream. I can come in here later this week and set this for like pop-ups and stuff. Yoshi, glad you enjoyed or Yosh913, glad you enjoyed the gun range video. Wild wife appears, no, that's the cleaning staff. And B, let's go disc golfing together. Normally my answer is I can't do things like that, but disc golfing I could actually do. I couldn't go like really hard, like I'm gonna throw it 100 yards and stretch my arm, but I could probably do like sort of suburban disc golf. Enjoyed the video, quite a bit of fun too. Thank you, thank you. All right guys, well this is gonna be all for the workout stream. I know it was a light day. I just kind of wanted to get some arms and shoulders and some activity in. We'll be back next Monday, hopefully with more energy and not another I've had doctor's appointments on Mondays for the last 4 Mondays in a row, and it's driving me nuts because I have to do a doctor and then come here to do this. So hopefully next Monday I don't have an AM doctor's appointment and I can just give you more energy on stream. But thank you for all of you that stopped by and watched. Thank you for those of you that donated. AF sent me 5 quid. Thank you for those of you that had curiosities about donating and things like that. But appreciate all the support, and I'm gonna hop off, take a little break, and then enjoy my barbecue when it gets here, and I'll be working on various things throughout the day related to content for all of you. So, Drifter out.